10 is 10ing, and I am so happy. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe, come along for the ride, because I put out new videos every day, sometimes multiple times a day, because we get wild up in here. So I am in the process of documenting my first week on 10 milligram Mounjaro, i.e. Zepbound Tirzepatide, and it is called 10 milligram for a reason, because it is a 10. So if you haven't watched my previous video where I talked about the first few days after injection, definitely go check that out. It'll be back a few. So today is Monday. I take my shot Friday after work, just for reference, for those of you who are new. I preemptively took today off of work, just in case. I just wanted to be safe, right? Now that I'm getting up in the higher doses, this is where I have seen more people comment that they have the adverse side effects and are sick for days and yada yada. So in an attempt to get out ahead of that, I took the day off of work, which is great because I feel great. So I slept really well last night, again with the vivid dreams. I don't have anything exciting to report about the dream. It was mostly pirates, which I think my book is to blame. So for those of you who are book nerds, this is the book that I'm currently reading, and I don't know if this is going to show up backwards, so I'll go ahead and tell you. It's called His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik, and I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. So yeah, I have been in a dragon era for pretty much since I was like 3, but just here lately I've decided that I'm going to read more and take more time out for myself. It's part of my self-improvement that I'm doing while I'm on this weight loss / health journey. So yeah, so this is my second book, first book of this series, but it's the second book that I've read so far. So yeah, so I have energy. Like, I got up, I vacuumed, I took the dogs out. I've been kind of like cleaning up here and there, and then I'll sit down and watch some TV and relax. I have a lot more energy than I did over the weekend. I do not feel fatigued at all. My joints are a little bit stiff today, but no joint pain. So if you're new here, previously on previous doses, my usual side effects for the few days after injection day are extreme fatigue, joint pain, some nausea, but mostly everything just comes from the fatigue. So yeah, I have a little bit of joint stiffness today, but no soreness or pain. I just noticed, like, when I went to get out of the bed, I was like, I'm feeling like I got old lady joints over here. What's happening? And then I was like, oh yeah, new dosage. So yeah, so far so good. I'm just doing whatever I want today because I've earned it. Adult logic. Yeah, I'm just kind of taking it easy. I don't have a plan. If I get tired, I plan to rest. If I have energy, I'm going to get up. So far, I have had a protein shake, which for the first time since like 2.5, I wasn't able to finish it. So again, for those who are new, I usually have a protein shake for breakfast. I love breakfast food. I'm just not much of a breakfast eater. I never really have been. I'm more of a breakfast for dinner kind of girl. So, but to make sure that I'm meeting my protein goals, I'll do a protein shake for breakfast. And every now and then I'll eat something. But this morning I got halfway through the protein shake And I was like, we're going to have to stop because we're full. So that was jarring. I always try to keep in the back of my mind, as a recovering binge eater, if you will, that I don't want to just mindlessly be consuming something. And that goes for beverages as well. I actually got like halfway through a Dr. Pepper Zero over the weekend and then thought, I don't want this anymore. I want water, which never happens. Okay. If anybody in my life saw that and heard me say that, they would be like, are you okay? Are you feeling sick? I am a Dr. Pepper girly. So yeah, so I ended up giving the Dr. Pepper to my wife, and I was like, hey, do you need a drink? And she was outside doing some stuff, and she was like, yeah, that'd be great. And I was like, hey, I you know how I like start to consume things sometimes and then can't finish it? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I started this Dr. Pepper and I can't finish it. And she was like, great, give it to me. So it did not go flat, which is one of my pet peeves. I hate that. To me, there is nothing worse than like you go to drink a soda, you're excited about it, and it's flat. It's just one of those weird, quirky things about me. Anyway, so yeah, so I had that happen. This morning, got halfway through the protein shake, had to stop. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to see how I feel like an hour from now. And about 2 hours later, I actually started to get hungry. So I went ahead and drank the other half of it. And that kind of does this stomach coating awesomeness that I love. And I'm going to describe this to you in case it's helpful for anyone. If you think this is weird, please don't comment below and tell me that I'm weird, okay? Just smile and nod and go, uh-huh, okay, Allie, if that's what you do, that's great. So I like to do a little bit of a protein shake or do a little bit of milk or something if I become very, very hungry. It's cold, it's delicious, it coats my stomach, and it stops that kind of immediate hunger pang. I'm hoping that this is making sense to someone. So it kind of coats my stomach. Now, if I don't put anything else in my stomach, right, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to get hungry again. But oftentimes I find that it helps me to rethink what I'm doing so that I'm not making a decision based out of, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry right now. I have to eat right now. It just came out of nowhere. I'm starving, right? It allows me to kind of coat the stomach and stop those immediate hunger pangs so that I can think clearly and say, okay, it's go time, team. We planned for this. Let's get out the playbook. Let's look and see what we have that's prepped for the week, right? And it helps me to make healthy choices. So I did that, drank the other half of the protein shake, and then decided that I was really craving this restaurant's ahi poke. For those of you who don't know, it is raw tuna. They do like a wasabi guacamole, and they put scallions on it, and then there's these little chips. I'm drawing a blank of what kind of chips they are. Man, hang on. Wonton chips. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Basically, it's like a wonton wrapper, but it's flat, and they make chips out of it. Right. Anyway, I don't care so much about the chips other than they are a vehicle of this phenomenal tuna. I love this stuff. And I'm not ashamed to say that I'm addicted to it. I already had it once over the weekend. But I'm on a budget, so I'm not trying to blow out the budget on Monday by ordering food again. But I get these weird cravings and I'm like, all right, what is it that I want? Do I just want something crunchy? No, I really just wanted the pokey. Anyway, I decided to compromise and do some chicken nachos, which I ate half of. And then I had this huge burst of energy. So then I was like cleaning and doing all sorts of stuff. It's been a wild ride. If this is the way that 10 is going to be 10ing, my house is going to look spotless because I have a lot of energy. And maybe this is what people have been talking about when they say, oh yeah, well, I really like such and such dose because I have lots of energy. Like, I haven't understood what that meant. In the back of my mind, full transparency, I thought, oh, I think that these people are like losing weight and feeling better, and that's where the energy's coming from. I don't think so. I'm okay with saying I think I was wrong. Because I have energy. Like, I'm all amped up. Not in a crazy way. And to be clear, I haven't had any caffeine or anything crazy this morning. But I do have a lot of energy. I feel rested. I feel pumped. When I walk into a room, I'm like, hey, let me clean this up, or hey, let me do this, or let me do that. So I do have a lot of energy. This is new for me. This is new. I'm used to the first, 3 days after shot being, my wife begging me to go do something, or, family saying, hey, calling me to make sure I'm still alive, right? Because I just stay in the bed. And I did do a lot of that this weekend, but today I am just Energizer Bunny, and I don't really know what to do with that. So I'm just going to go with it and see what happens. I plan on making some videos, editing some videos, watching some TV, reading my book. I don't know. I might get a wild hair and reorganize something. I don't know. It's pretty wild. I gotta say that if 10 is going to be like this, I hope it stays like this for a long time. Not so much the appetite suppression or the, satiety factor or all of that, because I know how to deal with all of that. But like, this level of energy, holy cow, man. This is great. Good girl. Oh, no. Sushi. Okay, get in your chair. No, Sushi. Come on, get in your chair. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. No. Sushi, come back. Okay, sit. Good girl. Okay, do you want to shake? Okay, good girl. You want to shake? Okay. You're a good girl. You want to shake? Yeah, good girl. Okay, I like the enthusiasm. There's lots of enthusiasm. Good girl. Okay, let's do it one more time. Here, come here, get in your chair. You're crazy. Okay, sit. Sit. Good girl, yes. Okay. You want to shake? Yo. What was that? You missed it. Good girl. Okay. Why do you gotta swing so big? Yeah. You good girl. Okay. Hang on. Shake. Good girl. It's really more of a high five. You're really just smacking me kind of hard. But I love you. You're a good girl. We're watching a case where dogs escaped. Kevin, what do you think about that? I love you. You're not going to escape?
Hmm? You're not gonna escape? Say no. I'm a nervous Nelly. I don't go anywhere. He does go places, but he would much prefer to just stay home. I want you to know that he is completely laying behind me and is now laying his head down. He's such a good boy. Yeah. They did jump out the window. They were out downstairs. Everybody, yeah. 10 rocks your body, yeah. Hello! Happy Tuesday. So I am just tuning in to give you the update on how Tuesday is going. I have been wide awake since very early in the morning. Yeah. I can't explain it. I feel like I really didn't sleep all that well. So it's not like I got a bunch of sleep and I'm, feeling, no, I really think it's 10. 10 is 10ing and I can't explain it. I have so much energy. I was laying there in bed and I was thinking about all the things that I could be doing. And I went to get up and I was like, hold up. I don't have to be at work for a few more hours. Slow your roll. I made myself get back into bed. Because I don't want to get burned out halfway through the day. I don't know, because I work Pacific time hours. So it can be challenging sometimes if I get up super early in the morning and I'm go all day, right? And then I'm working until later in the evening, then I get burned out and I don't want to be burned out, especially at work. So yeah, so I made myself lay back down, relax, just chillax. Answered some questions that people had, comments on my videos. And yeah, so I'm feeling fantastic. Fingers crossed that this means 10 is going to be good. Now, I will say that the appetite suppression is on point. I am really having to make an effort to make sure that I get my protein in because I don't know that I'm going to get much else in. I'm not super hungry. So I'll have a lot of suppression and then the hunger hits if I'm not paying attention and it comes on very quickly. And I had this previously when I first started out with 5. So I'm, fully prepared to deal with it. But I didn't really have to deal with that on 7. I think I did a little bit in the beginning just because I dealt with more nausea. I'm not having as much nausea this time around, which I'm grateful for because I keep seeing more and more posts of people who started 10 and then they were like, oh my gosh, the side effects are so terrible, right? And I hate to be that person that's, got the inherent bias and the self-affirming philosophy, right? But I really think that staying on each dose as long as it's working for you makes a huge difference. And I've said that multiple times. And every time I see one of these posts, I want to say that there was one time that the person had been on the previous dose for a couple of months before moving up, and then they had, severe side effects. But most of the time when I'm seeing this with people, it's because they've been at a dose for 4 weeks and they're going up to the next dose. So I don't know. I really think that it's making a huge difference. And I feel lucky. I am grateful, right? Not getting a big head. I am grateful that it has been going so well, because I'm down 95 pounds and I am really excited to get to 100 pounds. I am coming up very quickly on my 1-year anniversary, which will be November 17th. So I am excited to see how I'm doing once I get to that point, how much weight I've lost in a year. I'm really excited about that. I've been thinking a lot about it because my initial goal that I set for myself was to lose 40 pounds before I turned 40, which I did. And then now for the 1-year mark, I really wanted to lose 100 pounds. I did have the caveat of 50 pounds if I was a slow responder, because like I've mentioned before, I did a lot of research before starting this medication, and I completely understood that I might be a slow responder, in which case 50 pounds in a year seems to be at the higher end of the slow loser range. And I hate to put it like that. The slow responder, let's say that. So, yeah. So I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good in my book. And I feel like setting very realistic expectations from the very beginning has been hugely helpful. You know, I have struggled with my weight my entire life. Well, you know, since I hit puberty. So it's always been something that I've struggled with, and I always had these crazy, unrealistic goals. And I used those unrealistic goals as a stick to beat myself over the head with when I didn't reach them or I couldn't maintain them. And now I have this whole new lease on life that's really just blowing my mind, because I'll get on the scale, like with 7.5, there were a couple of weeks where I didn't lose weight, or I lose like 0.2 of a pound. And I really wasn't upset. I was like, okay. All right, well, let me make sure I track this. Let me make sure I've got all my details on my spreadsheet. And then I just moved on with life. And for those of you who have been on a weight loss journey or have struggled, you know that's like, what? Right? That is weird. It's weird. It's like super weird. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I was just talking in another video clip where one of the TikTok followers that I follow, one of the TikTok creators that I follow, she was talking about how, you know, to heal your relationship with food, and, you know, October is a great month to then, you know, reestablish this relationship with candy. And I thought it was so interesting. And she was talking about the trigger words, and right, and people, it's a treat, and they buy a whole bag of candy just for themselves and then separately for kids or their own kids, and they hide it away, and it's like this whole thing. And I was thinking about Halloween and how it has literally been like that my entire life. My entire life. The month of October was about hoarding candy like a candy dragon. Like, this is my hoard. With the plastic bucket, right? The pumpkin bucket, or the pillowcase, and the candy, and the, you know, and hiding it in my room, and then the ants getting it, and my parents were mad, and then how that transitioned to being an adult, and then having adult money and making adult decisions, which included, you know, buying whatever I wanted. and hoarding it. And in many cases, you know, stashing it away to hide it from, you know, whoever my significant other was at the time. And looking back on all of that now, it feels weird and foreign to me. I'm like, why did I do that? But it's that scarcity mindset that I don't have anymore. And I attribute that to, you know, completely revamping my lifestyle, making healthy choices, you know, 90% of the time, and still incorporating calorie-dense foods like candy from time to time. But even then, specifically when it comes to candy, candy is not so much my downfall. It used to be when I was much younger, but as I've gotten older, I really just, my downfall has really been the fast food, calorie-dense foods, salty, calorie-dense foods, rather than the sweet. So, I don't know. I think 10's got something in it that's like making me super introspective. It's like, deep thoughts with Allie, right? It's like, I don't know. I think it's because I'm getting close to 100 pounds lost, and it's really making me think about how far I've come, because I never thought I would be here. I never thought I would be here. And I'm super excited about it. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. It's Thursday, the day of Thurs. I don't know what a Thurs is, but it's that day. So 10 is still 10ing. I'm still having serious suppression, which has been consistent, right? And if you watched my 7.5 update, you know that one of the things that I complained about with 7.5 is it didn't matter where I did my injection. It just wasn't consistent. 10 is a consistency queen. I don't know what she's doing, but she's in charge. So everything is very even keeled. I am getting just a touch of nausea, but it's not bad. It goes away in like 10, 15 minutes on its own. I'm not even taking anything. So super grateful for that. Tomorrow is shot day, and I'll be interested to see, because that's usually the day that I am the hungriest. So I'll be interested to see, A, do I have any weight loss to show, right, for my first week on 10? Also, do I still have appetite suppression? Because that would be wild. So we'll see. I'm relaxing on my lunch break, and no, I'm not gonna get up and turn the light on. I'm so cold. I'm rocking my pickle sweatshirt today. I've got sweatpants, socks. I was wearing my new, like, hand warmers that go up your arm. I'll have to show them to you in a video. Anyway, that was a lifesaver this morning. Mind you, it was 70 degrees, so I shouldn't be freezing cold like this, but whatever. So the Friday update of Mounjaro 10 is that she's a 10. So appetite suppression still going strong. Now, normally Friday is my shot day. However, family has requested that we go do something on Saturday. So I'm thinking about postponing my shot until whenever we get back on Saturday. It's probably going to be like Saturday afternoon-ish.
So I'm gonna postpone my shot until then, because I know that that very first day after my shot, right, that's when I have the most of the fatigue. And then I started to get my energy back, right, as the days went on. So I'm gonna wait until Saturday, probably afternoon, evening, to take my next one. Overall, I would rate this week a 10 out of 10. I am excited to see if I've lost any weight this week. For those of you who are new to my channel, I don't weigh every 7 days because my body doesn't lose weight like that. I usually don't lose weight until every 10 days. So I'm going to, I weigh myself like starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I usually don't see the weight come off until Sunday, Monday, sometimes even Tuesday. I think a lot of that is just that my body refuses to work on a schedule, which makes sense. So anyway, first week on 10, huge success. Very happy with how consistent this is. I'm very happy with how quickly I bounced back over the weekend. So I'll keep you guys posted about dose 2 of 10. And we'll see if we've got some improvement. I'm hoping that it'll be like it was with 5, where I just kind of got used to it quickly, and then I just had the consistency of the dosage like for months and months. That's what I'm really hoping for. That's the positive energy I'm putting out there. I would really love to lose the next 20 or 30 pounds on 10 and not have to go up again. So, the reason why that is because highest dose is 15, right? So I'm getting to that critical point where, you know, there's only so much higher you can go. And while they are working on and doing the clinical studies of the higher doses for Mounjaro and Zepbound, I don't think that they're going to release anytime soon. Maybe they will next year, maybe not till 2026. So we shall see. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the ride. If you're looking for a positive-only support group, I've got you covered. Link is in the description box below. And as always, be kind, rewind.